When it comes to the world of celebrities, nothing travels faster than a rumor. But when the names Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo are mentioned together, the internet doesn't just whisper, it explodes. Recently, fans around the world were shaken by a mysterious event, a post that reportedly appeared on Xiao Zhan's social media account, only to vanish within minutes. Some claimed it was about Wang Yibo. Others swore it was nothing more than a technical glitch. But the truth? That's where the story becomes more tangled, more dramatic, and perhaps more emotional than anyone expected. The night it all began, fans noticed something strange. A sudden notification popped up on their feeds, an update from Xiao Zhan. For a few seconds, it seemed ordinary. But those who clicked fast enough claimed they saw a post that felt far too personal to be a mistake. The words were brief, cryptic, and yet heavy with implication. They read like someone speaking to a friend, or perhaps to someone much more than that. But before the masses could share, screenshot, or dissect the meaning, the post vanished. Erased. Gone. The disappearance sparked chaos. Was Xiao Zhan's account hacked? Did he post something accidentally? Or was it a deliberate message to Wang Yibo, one meant to exist only long enough for the right person to see? The whispers grew louder, and fans began piecing together fragments of what might have happened. Witnesses insisted the post included a photo, a dimly lit shot, something resembling a backstage dressing room. On the edge of the frame, some claimed they could make out the curve of a familiar jacket. Others swore the caption contained a phrase that fans of both stars instantly recognized, something about unfinished roads and silent promises. Could this really have been a secret nod to Wang Yibo? Behind the scenes, those close to the entertainment industry knew that Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo had built a bond that went far beyond their work together. They weren't just co-stars in a drama that changed their careers, they were young men who weathered storms together, who understood the pressures and sacrifices fame demanded. And sometimes, bonds forged under such intensity leave traces that can't simply be hidden away. The vanished message, however, created a storm neither of them could easily control. Online, fan groups became digital detectives. They combed through cached data, timestamp screenshots, and speculative threads. Some presented blurry images they claimed were captured in the seconds before deletion, images showing Xiao Zhan's profile with a caption that read, "Some promises are not forgotten, even in silence." If real, that single sentence ignited a firestorm. Who was the promise meant for? And why post it publicly, only to snatch it away moments later? The mystery only deepened when Wang Yibo's behavior came under scrutiny. Within hours of the alleged post disappearing, Wang Yibo was spotted during a live appearance. Fans swore he looked distracted, almost restless. At one point, his hand reached toward his phone mid-interview, his expression unreadable. Some claimed he was checking for something. Others insisted his sudden silence was too coincidental. Was he reacting to Xiao Zhan's vanished message? Theories multiplied, each one more dramatic than the last. Some said Xiao Zhan had written the post after a long night of reflection, perhaps unable to contain emotions that had been quietly building for years. Others suggested it was never meant for the public eye at all, that it was scheduled privately but slipped through as a mistake. But then came the most shocking claim, that the message wasn't deleted by Xiao Zhan at all. Instead, insiders whispered about agency intervention. Those close to the industry know the watchful eyes of management are relentless. Every post, every word, every photo is scrutinized. And if a star of Xiao Zhan's magnitude even hinted at something that could stir public frenzy, agencies would act swiftly. Could it be that the post was erased not by Xiao Zhan's own hands, but by the powerful machine behind him, an attempt to stop a spark before it turned into wildfire? And yet, if the post was truly harmless, why would they act so fast? Why would a sentence about promises cause alarm unless it touched on something far more real than the world was meant to see? That possibility left fans breathless. For if Xiao Zhan's post was indeed about Wang Yibo, then the message wasn't just about nostalgia or friendship, it was about something deeper, something that had survived the chaos of fame, criticism, and distance. As the hours turned into days, the internet refused to let the mystery fade. Hashtags about the deleted post trended on multiple platforms. Videos analyzing every detail of the rumor racked up millions of views. Comment sections buzzed with both hope and disbelief. And then, another twist emerged. Sharp-eyed fans noticed that a few days later, during an interview, Xiao Zhan used a phrase eerily similar to the alleged caption. Speaking about his career, he said, "Some roads may be difficult, but they are not forgotten. Some promises are not broken, even if we don't speak of them often." The studio laughed, taking it as a poetic answer. But fans froze. The words echoed too closely to the supposed deleted post. Was this Xiao Zhan's quiet way of confirming that the message had been real all along? Meanwhile, Wang Yibo's response remained equally cryptic. During a fan meeting, when asked about his thoughts on unfinished promises, he smiled briefly and replied, "Some things don't need to be said. If you know, you know." The room erupted in screams, and the internet exploded once again. The drama had become more than a rumor, it was a phenomenon. Behind closed doors, however, the story might be even more complicated. Sources whispered about late-night phone calls, private meetings away from cameras, and coded interactions that fans might never fully decipher. The deleted post became a symbol not just of something lost, but of something hidden in plain sight. And so the question remains, did Xiao Zhan really delete that post about Wang Yibo? Or was it taken from him by forces determined to keep certain truths locked away? What makes this mystery so powerful isn't just the possibility of romance or friendship between two beloved stars. It's the idea that in a world ruled by public image, where every word is calculated, sometimes a fleeting moment of honesty slips through. And in that moment, the world catches a glimpse of something raw, something real, before it is pulled back into the shadows. Fans continue to search, to question, to hope. They replay every interview, dissect every phrase, and hold on to the belief that messages, vanished or not, carry meaning. And perhaps that is the true heart of this mystery, not whether the post was deleted, but what it revealed before it disappeared. Because sometimes, the most powerful messages are the ones the world was never meant to see. And as long as Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo continue to walk their separate yet strangely intertwined paths, the world will keep watching, waiting, and wondering if another fleeting message might one day slip through the cracks again. The vanished post may never resurface. Screenshots may remain disputed, theories may remain unproven, but the ripple it created cannot be erased. For in that moment, real or imagined, fans saw something beyond the carefully curated world of fame. They saw vulnerability. They saw connection. And maybe, just maybe, they saw the truth. The internet had seen scandals, rumors, and wild conspiracies before, but nothing quite like this. The mysterious post that appeared and vanished from Xiao Zhan's account wasn't just another celebrity slip-up. It was different. It felt intentional. It felt loaded. And that's exactly why fans couldn't let it go. Let's take you back to the night it all happened. It was late, far past midnight, when the alleged post appeared. The time itself was unusual. Xiao Zhan rarely updated his social media during such hours. But perhaps that was what made it believable. Maybe he thought fewer eyes would be awake, maybe he wanted it to pass unnoticed. Yet, fate had other plans. The post, according to those who saw it, wasn't long. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't promotional. It carried none of the polished captions one expects from a global star. Instead, it felt raw, almost fragile. A single line that cut deep. Some promises live in silence, but they never disappear. And then, attached to it, a photo. A dim shot of what looked like the corner of a dressing room. The light was golden, warm, almost nostalgic. But what fans noticed most wasn't the setting, it was the object barely visible in the shadows. A motorcycle helmet. Now, why would a simple helmet set the internet on fire? Because everyone knew Wang Yibo's passion for bikes wasn't just a hobby, it was his identity. To see something linked so directly to him in a post from Xiao Zhan was too much of a coincidence to ignore. Some claimed they could even make out the sleeve of a jacket, one that looked strikingly similar to what Wang Yibo had worn during rehearsals a year earlier. The image was blurry, almost teasing in its vagueness, but that only fueled the obsession. And then, just like that, it was gone. Deleted. Erased from Xiao Zhan's account as if it had never existed. But here's the twist. The deletion didn't kill the mystery. It birthed it. Screenshots began circulating within minutes. Fans claimed they had captured the post before it disappeared. Others accused them of faking it. The internet became a battlefield, with blurry images and half-proof evidence serving as weapons. Each side fought ferociously, believers against skeptics. But what made the situation even more dramatic was the timing. Because while this frenzy was unfolding online, Xiao Zhan himself was silent. Completely, utterly silent. No clarification. No denial. No explanation. And for someone as careful as Xiao Zhan, that silence was deafening. Fans began dissecting his every move in the following days. His interviews, his outfits, even the music he listened to on live streams. Every small gesture was treated like a clue. And then came the moment that shook the fandom further. Xiao Zhan was seen arriving at a recording studio, his expression unreadable, carrying what fans swore was the very same motorcycle helmet from the deleted post. Coincidence? Or was it his way of confirming the truth without words? Meanwhile, Wang Yibo's side of the story grew even more intriguing. That same night, hours after the alleged post vanished, he uploaded something unusual to his own social media, a black screen. No caption. No context. Just black. It stayed up for barely 20 minutes before being deleted too. 2 vanishing posts. 2 stars. Same night. The fandom didn't know what to do with itself. Was this a secret conversation? A silent exchange happening right under everyone's nose? Or was it simply a cruel trick of coincidence? Insiders began whispering about agency interference. The entertainment industry is ruthless about controlling narratives, and both Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo are names too big to be left unchecked. If the post hinted at something the agencies didn't want public, deletion would have been swift and merciless. But then the question becomes, if the agencies were responsible, why did they act so fast? Why panic over a vague caption and a blurry helmet, unless it touched on something real? Days later, Xiao Zhan finally broke his silence, but not in the way fans expected. During a press event, when asked a casual question about his inspirations, he smiled faintly and said, "Sometimes the most important things are not seen, only felt." Silence can carry more meaning than words. The room laughed, clapping at his philosophical answer. But fans froze. It was too close. Too connected to the deleted caption. Was this Xiao Zhan's way of acknowledging it without stirring the flames further? And then, in a twist straight out of a drama script, Wang Yibo delivered his own cryptic message. During a fan Q&A, someone asked him about the meaning of promises. His response was short but piercing. "If you know, you know. Some promises don't need to be explained." The audience screamed. The internet exploded. Suddenly, the 2 vanishing posts didn't feel like mistakes at all. They felt like puzzle pieces of a bigger story, one Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo were telling in shadows and whispers. For fans, the mystery became more than just a rumor. It became a symbol. A symbol of unspoken bonds, hidden truths, and messages that existed for only those who were quick enough or close enough to catch them. And maybe that's why the story refuses to die. Because in an industry built on carefully crafted images, that vanished post felt raw. It felt unfiltered. It felt like a glimpse into something real, something untouchable by agencies or public scrutiny. The truth may never surface. The post may remain a ghost of the internet, seen by some, denied by others, but remembered by all. Yet, its impact lingers. Fans continue to dissect, debate, and dream. They continue to watch Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo with sharper eyes, waiting for another fleeting sign, another accidental truth slipping through the cracks. And perhaps that's the power of the vanished message. It wasn't about what was written, or even about the photo. It was about what it represented, the possibility that in a world of scripts and stage lights, a genuine connection could still shine through, if only for a moment, before being swallowed by silence. Because sometimes, the loudest messages are the ones that vanish. And the question that will haunt fans forever is this: did Xiao Zhan really delete that post about Wang Yibo, or was it never meant to disappear in the first place? Don't forget to like this video, share it with fellow fans, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe for more mind-blowing stories about your favorite stars. Your support helps keep these mysteries alive.